First time checking out the show. Okay, if it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, fam, after you subscribe, if you're on the YouTube, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop, fam. It's going down. Finally, after all of this waiting, it's here. 2020 presidential election day. Right now, on the popular vote, Biden is 49.6% and Trump is 49.3%. Nothing to see here right now, family, in the early stages. Really, a lot of this early voting that's happening, where actually Dallas County looks like Biden might take Dallas. Look like Biden's going to take Dallas County, which includes a lot more than Dallas. Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, these are the biggest cities in Texas. If Biden can pull those cities off, it's safe to say that he'll pull off Texas. That would be a huge upset. I don't see Biden winning Texas at all. Texas has been a red state for a long time, but it's turning blue slowly every year. With each election cycle, Texas turns a little bit more blue. So we'll see if that happens. I seriously doubt it. Seriously doubt it. But we'll see. So these guys need 270 electoral votes to wrap up the presidency. First one to 270 wins. Trump, for his part, has done everything possible to try to steal the election. And what I mean, fam, is that he's tried voter suppression, he and the Republicans and their constituents. They've been out there threatening people on the road, threatening the Biden campaign caravan, running cars off the road. Right here in Houston, a friend of mine who was running the votes, road to the polls for NACA, reported that their vans were vandalized. They had red paint thrown on their vans, and some of the vans were put on flat. If they're really about law and order and they love the Constitution so much, and this is what Trump is supposed to be upholding, the Constitution, right? If they love it so much and they're so certain that their guy is the best guy for the job and that he is going to do so great for America, he's the man to bring America together. Why are they doing everything to stop people from voting? Why are they all at the polls with guns trying to intimidate people? If they're so sure that their guy is the guy, and if they're so sure about law and order, you know, they love to talk about law and order. So the bottom line is this: that law and order thing, that's for everybody else. They get to be outlaws. They do what they want to do. That's the way they operate. Georgia has 16 electoral votes. Right now, Biden has a narrow lead of 1% in Georgia. Ohio has 18 electoral votes. Joe Biden is up 58.5% there. In New Hampshire, they have 4. But every vote counts. Every one of those electoral votes count. So Biden is also up there. But again, fam, don't get too excited. That don't really mean nothing. You know, you got to get the numbers so so close, so far down the road that it doesn't. It's no way possible for your opponent to make up the difference. That's what has to happen. A certain amount of people has to vote. A number of votes, a certain amount of votes has to be calculated first. And once you get past that, it doesn't matter how many votes come in after that, because there's just not enough votes to close the gap. So right now, the popular vote, Biden is winning. I mean, by a narrow margin. And this is just talking points right now, fam. Ain't no big movement right now. We'll start seeing some real big movement in the next hour. But I just wanted to just kind of like walk through some of the things that's going on and get your thoughts. And I'm also going to have some guests coming in to speak on what's going on. Give us their thoughts on what they think is going to happen. That's always a good thing, to get other people's opinions and see how they feel about the process. I go into the comments right now a little earlier than I usually do, but hey, it's a special day. Election 2020. Here we go. What's up, Mike Williams? I see you. Nate Jollivet. Come on, Texas. Nate Jollivet said, come on, Texas. Yeah. Come on, Texas. Yeah. Get it up, shake it up again, shake it up again, shake it up again. Yeah. Come on, Texas. Yeah, Texas is a long shot, though, man. It's a long shot. We still got a bunch of little hillbilly pockets around Texas. These little hillbilly towns where they're running to get away from reality, like Hayes County, where they attacked Biden's staff members and his campaign caravan. Yeah, they still living in the past. The sad part is that it's one thing that they live in the past. It's a whole new thing for them to subject their children to that past. They're like this, the kids don't even stand a chance. But some of those kids ain't that stupid, though. A lot of the kids, they're rebelling, man. A lot of these kids really aren't their ancestors. I'm talking about these conservative types, the ones that are trying to keep things the same, want to keep it like it always been. A lot of their kids are bucking the system, straight bucking. They're not even trying to hear it. And that's the problem. Like a lot of these old people, they just got to go, man. And they're not going to change their ways, so they just got to die. They're not gonna change. They got to die. Who else we got here? Miss Alter Ego. What's up? What's up, Peter Pina? Arkansas Dre Sims. What's up? Appreciate you. Straight up. Timber Butters, what's up? Dallas versus whomever. Who got the popcorn for this show? What's up, Mick? We're going to run it, fam. This is probably going to be the longest broadcast I ever had on WillieDLive. In fact, it will be, because, and I'll probably take a couple of breaks, because this is going to be, we're going to be here for a minute, fam. We're going to run the table tonight. Riots if Trump wins. That's what somebody's thinking. Somebody's thinking riots if Trump wins. Hell, the way things are going, it might be riots if the Democrats win. If Biden wins. You dig? It might be both ways. I think it'll have the bottom line is like whoever wins, whoever loses, is going to determine whether there's be riots or not. Because the loser is going to be tasked with conceding. That loser is going to have to concede. Well, that would be the thing to do. And the reason why you give a concession speech is that you want to calm down the losing side. You want to calm them down so that they can believe in the process, in the political process. Because when you take an L like that, especially right now with things the way they are, the political climate so volatile right now, you want to calm people's emotions. People to be very calm. You don't want them to be like, you know, like you lose and then you don't want to concede and you telling people, hey, I'm not leaving. I think y'all just go out there and it's because of the Democrats stole it from me or the Republicans stole it from me, and y'all need to go out there and just turn some stuff over. You're talking about a riot. So it is going to be incumbent upon the loser to quell any type of potential violence more than the winner. Got a special guest in the building, fam. What's up?
Man, Willie, I'm just in awe.
What's popping?
Man, Georgia, Trump is beating Biden in Georgia by a lot of votes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then do I have to watch this?
No, you ain't got to watch it, man.
Well, what? Well, he kicking his ass in Pennsylvania, Willie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Like Georgia, I kind of felt like I thought that Trump probably would win Georgia and Pennsylvania.
Man.
I think Florida, he needs Florida and Michigan more than anything.
Well,
Georgia would be good because that's a lot of votes.
Yeah, but he got Florida.
Huh?
Trump got Florida.
You think so?
I'm looking at it.
Where is it? Where's Florida?
It's 80. It's 5.2 million and like 200,000 votes or something, and then Biden's like 2,051,000. Yeah. So Biden is Trump is 2.2, and Biden is like.
Yeah, that's Florida. Oh no. There's still some room there in Florida. He's down about 100 and something. It's a lot, but he's down about. It's still close. Florida's too close to call. It's 5,213,000 for Trump, 5,050,000 for Biden. You're talking about, what is that, about 100 and what is that, 80, 70 something, whatever. So yeah.
1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still more votes to be cast. I mean, we're not cast but counted.
The hardest thing for me to accept is actually win.
Say what?
Like, it's the accept is people.
You choppy. I can't hear what you're saying.
I'm sorry, bro. How about now?
Yeah.
I cannot believe that people went out and voted for this clown, bro.
But then, I'm still suspicious, bro. Like all those votes could be manufactured. He cheated once. I just feel like he'll cheat again. He has more power today than he had three and a half years ago.
Man, Willie, you got 100 million people that voted, and we thinking that they trying to get rid of Trump and they trying to keep him now.
Yeah.
It's terrible, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad, man. Well, he kicking his ass in Pennsylvania.
Well, that'd be good if he can take Pennsylvania, because that was a question mark. Pennsylvania was a huge question mark.
Well, he's down by 150-something thousand votes right now. That's still kind of early.
Yeah.
and he's 10,000 ahead in Michigan. But man, I can't grasp it. You know, I can't wrap my mind around somebody actually voting for this moron, Willie.
I couldn't wrap my mind around it the first time around. Like I'm sitting there, I was at, what was that, the CW network covering the election last time
Yeah,
in
yeah,
2016. And I sat there, I was like,
it's
this,
not good.
this mother, he's going to win it. But then again, the dude also, it ain't just the votes, it's also the cheating behind the votes. He colluded with Russia to fix the last election. So that's what I'm saying. If he could do it the first time around, he could do it the second time around.
I want them to take his ass to jail, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, listen,
His ass in jail.
he needs to go to jail. I see, let's get Phil Scott in here. Phil.
Man, I see y'all got your shades on. I need to put mine on.
Yeah.
No, you good.
Right.
I got something going on with my eye here, man.
Okay, I put my shades on too. I want to join the club.
This is my last week, though.
Oh yeah.
Last week, I'm gonna take them off. Yeah.
Golly.
Oh, what's going on, Scarface?
How you feeling, brother?
I'm doing good. How you feeling? That's the question.
I'm good, man. I just like to tap in every now and then to argue with Billy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I was listening to y'all talking about Donald Trump and the people voting for him. There's a whole lot of reasons for that.
Name one.
Well, Ice Cube brought up a good point to Roland Martin, first and foremost, when he was talking about how Trump was reaching out to black men, and Cube had said, well, why was that basically available for them to do that? Why y'all didn't have it covered?
Right.
And that was a beautiful question. Like a lot of black men, and I already see the play now. They want to blame black men, if this guy wins, right? But I already said the system's rigged. The system's rigged because of the Electoral College. That's why it's rigged, right? Because notice the candidates only go campaign in quote unquote battleground states. When they play, that's how he won. He played the Electoral College.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all you have to do if you want to win as the president is just play the Electoral College.
Yeah.
So all votes don't count in the Electoral College system. And when I did a video on this started during slavery. Okay. We wasn't nowhere. We was on the plantation field. And this system has been used to keep black people not be able to have their power. Listen, if we really had the votes like popular vote, black people vote would really count then because we are like a powerhouse in the South. That's how they minimize our votes. You have states like Iowa being important when you don't even have not even amount of people in Iowa that you have in Harris County. West Virginia, 1.8 million people. Harris County got way more than that. You know what I'm saying? They give all these little states, power to swing elections, and that's how they maintain their control. But also on top of that, if Willie or Scarface, y'all into investments?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're on CNBC every day, you already know what they talking about on CNBC. They want Trump to win because during the time of Trump, if you played the markets, you made a lot of money. Prior to COVID, you made a lot of money. So all them want. Then he gave them what? A big tax break.
Mm-hmm.
So that sector want him to win. It's just like I said. Then the Democrat Party is just like I said. They become hostile toward black people, especially black men. They disrespected us with that "get your booty to the pole" crap. You know what I'm saying? That was targeted to us. Then they had this little other video that you rapping or whatever. Like, what is this? Like, we asking for something tangible for black people, and you talking about get your booty to the pole and rapping? We don't need to hear that right now. When dudes go look for big booty strippers, they don't want to hear their opinion on politics.
Yeah. So where do we go from here? Like right now, like what's done is done now. So where do we go from here? Because at the end of the night, we're going to have a clear idea of who might become the president. I don't think a decision will be made tonight. I think Trump stacked the deck on purpose with this Supreme Court justice. I think he rushed Amy Coney Barrett in there because he knew he needed that extra push. Because, you know, if you remember, Amy Coney Barrett is the one who pushed George Bush to victory over Gore. She was the judge that voted for. She was one of the judges that voted for Bush to win the election when Florida was in question. So she has a history already. She has a history already for undermining the Constitution, undermining the American people, stealing, cheating. So now she is supreme. She's in the highest court in the land. And now she gets to wield her power and her decision-making inabilities. Now, what do you think she's going to do?
Well, this is my opinion. People have to think about their mindset. See, Richard Spencer had laid it out very well. He said that they don't care about no morals. They don't care about no religion or nothing. All they care about is winning. That's it. By any means necessary. So, yes, he will stack a deck because he's looking to win. The Republicans, they put all those judges up there. Listen, they set up there and like you know, and I'm not a big fan of Barack Obama, but in his defense, the Senate stopped him from putting all the federal judges up there. It left over 100 federal judges to be put up, right? Then when Trump get in there, they fast track all the judges. It was all a plan. You know, now they've never done nothing like that before. Yet the same Mitch McConnell turns around and put you know, the vote for the Supreme Court justice right up there when he said no before. So, you know, I mean, you just got to really see how they get down. They don't care about no rules, no decorum, no nothing. And I'm glad actually black people are seeing that, because you need to act the same way.
Man, why don't the Democrats act more gangster? Like you know, like I just feel like you beat bullies with bullying. You don't bullies. You can't negotiate with terrorists. You can't reason with bullies. I think you got to bully bullies. Why don't the Democrats get their bully game on?
I mean, but at the end of the day, like, is Republicans really hurting Democrats? Let's really think about that. Who are they really bullying at the end of the day, right? Just think about that. Other than bullying black people,
that's what
who are they bullying? They do what?
They are bullying black people.
Yeah, they bullying us. But think about it. How is Donald Trump hurting white liberals? How is he really hurting them at the end of the day? If Joe Biden's in office, white people are okay. If Donald Trump's in office, white people are okay. We're the only ones suffer no matter who's in there. So why would they bully anything? Nancy Pelosi not hurting right now because of Trump's in office. She's good with her $24,000 refrigerators. And she got 2 of them. And drinking and eating ice cream that's $12 a pint. The average black person not eating no ice cream that's $12 a pint.
Waiting on that stimulus check.
They're still waiting on that stimulus check, but Nancy Pelosi got $24,000 refrigerators in her house. And so you think she really worried about Donald Trump like that? All that she hate Trump? That woman don't hate no Trump. She be showboating, and she probably go over there eating with Donald Trump and his wife somewhere laughing.
This is sad.
Y'all on the same team, man. If you think them people against each other, if you ever been to court, you know, you'll see lawyers arguing with each other, then you'll see them turn around laughing and joking and talking about each other's kids and wives and eating dinner. It's the same thing.
Wow. Here's my thing, man. Like, why? Okay, you saying that America voted for Donald Trump because of his ability to make the stock markets rise, correct?
Well, I heard some of them say they voted for him because he was a celebrity. I've seen like white women were saying that. So
that's where I'm at right now. Like, my dude, you're a talk show host.
Mm-hmm.
You're not that smart. Everything that you've ever done in life flopped. You flopped it. Like, you want to vote for a talk show host? And I think that his economy is not as big as we think it is. You know, he picked up the Obama Biden economy, you know, in my opinion. Like,
he did.
Yeah, but so Trump ain't really did shit.
No, he absolutely inherited it.
Yeah. I'm watching this moron. He's not that smart, man.
Well, obviously we know that over 200,000 people are dead, so we know he ain't smart
at all.
But see, what people don't understand about white supremacy is this. This is what they don't understand. The Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, he said it clear on Fox News. You remember that? He said, "Listen, we got to open the economy back up. And some people realize that some people, you know, they may die, but they don't want the economy to go away. That's their mindset. So, hey, all those people that died, that is a sacrifice for white supremacy. We got to keep it going. That's how they think about it. That's why they can still vote for Trump with over 200,000 people dead. White supremacy got to continue. And if you die, he dies. Like Drago said in Rocky 4.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Cold game, man. Cold game. So what's your prediction, Phil?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I know for sure at the end of whoever the president, we still black. So we gotta move accordingly. I know that much.
I think we got more action with Biden than we do with Trump. That fucking platinum plan, forget about it.
Man, I ain't depending on. Well, let me tell you something. Biden don't even want to talk to us. Let's call that what it is. He said the main thing he gonna make number one is LGBTQ rights and the Equality Act, which you're trying to add LGBT to what our ancestors fought and died for and bled for and was lynched for.
Well, we need to fight for that. We need. I'm ready to squabble.
I have a problem with that because they did. If they would have been bit by the dogs and got shot with the water hoses and dealt with Bull Connor and get their houses burned down and churches bombed, if they did all that, I wouldn't say a word about it. But I am so tired of everybody stepping on the backs of Black Americans. I'm tired of it. Watch it. I don't care where you come from or what you believe in. Everybody step on our back, get ahead of us with things that we fought and died for, then turn around and look at us and say, what's wrong with you black people? You lazy. I've been here 5 years, or why you ain't like me? You guys don't want an education, and you know, all that stupidity that they tell us while getting ahead off of what our ancestors fought and died for. I don't want to hear that. Your ancestors fought and died for voting. Man, after that voting, they fought and died to live, man. They were fighting for the Civil Rights Act. That's what they fought more than anything else. Mm-hmm. And Joe Biden want to attach people doing their bedroom, which is their business, and give them, listen, they got more rights than me and you now. Let somebody touch one of them. Watch it, you gonna get a hate crime charge. But somebody touch me and you, it takes act of Congress to get a hate crime charge.
But isn't that what happened the first time around though? You know, when Barack got in, Barack was on the same type of time when he went in there right day one, writing legislation to affirm LGBTQ rights, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, he's the one that helped them with the gay marriage thing.
Yeah.
You know what the Q stands for? And it's offensive to me. The Q.
What's the Q stand for?
Queer.
Oh yeah, that's offensive.
That's very offensive, right?
Well, why the other ones ain't offensive? Why the other words ain't offensive?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Look, what people do in their bedrooms, their business. And they want to, like I always said, they want to be normalized in society. Well, we don't go walking around saying, "Hey, I'm straight. I need a straight parade." We're like, "Hey, we live our life. It's just whatever." What people do in their life is their business. My problem is I'm tired of everybody attaching themselves or trying to attach themselves
to our struggle.
And you didn't die for it. If you died for it, my hat's off to you. But I'm sick of that, man. And we got to start screaming more about that. And Joe Biden said that he's going to prioritize them.
Right. And
people remember Barack Obama and Joe Biden was trying to get transgenders to go in the bathroom with anybody.
I don't want to know.
Now look, everybody said, "Oh, wait a minute, that's crossing the line." That's Barack Obama and Joe Biden was pushing that now.
Oh no, I mean, I got an 8-year-old, bro.
I'm just talking about history.
I'm a man flapping around with my fucking kid, bro.
Yeah, that's you know, everything that you're saying is right, but just out of consideration for my hatred for Donald Trump, I must throw in some Donald Trump insults every few minutes. So that sucker I don't like. He ain't never did nothing for black folks, and he ain't gonna try to do nothing for black folks.
So the black man
he's the son of a Klansman. You better believe he sat in some of those meetings. He heard some of that talking his daddy used to do. His mama married a Klansman, so he from the seed of Chucky, man.
And his mama married a Klansman and hatched his ass.
Yeah,
with his funny looking big bird built ass. But
Yeah. I'm talking about. Come on with the insults, man. Yeah.
You want me to?
Guys, yeah. Come on.
You know, I'm the best in the world with his Alfred Hitchcock looking ass. Can you imagine Donald Trump naked, man?
Oh, come on, man.
Around the White House
Stop it, man. Stop it. Please stop it. Phil, I appreciate you joining us, man. I know
we love you, man.
I know this, man, but I thank you for your input, man.
Oh, no problem.
Oh, man. Phil.
But he still ain't doing nothing for black people, man.
Phil, Phil, hey, what's that YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, African Diaspora News Channel. You can check us out over there. Just type it in. It's not that hard to find.
Yeah, there you go. I appreciate you, man. Y'all make sure you follow Phil on his channel. All right. In a minute, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Phil.
All right.
Will.
Ted. We're gonna bring Teslin in. Teslin Figaro is in the building. Here she come. Drum roll, please. Boom.
What's happening, family?
What's up, Queen?
Nothing much. What's happening with you? Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
It's a historic night.
Absolutely.
How are you? Hey, honey, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Glad to see you doing well.
Yes, ma'am.
Tiz, I've been checking you out on these. First of all, fam, let me just give.
Can I sip something while I'm listening? Can I sip a little something?
As you said.
Absolutely. The realest political analyst in the game, fam. If you know another one, man, throw it out there. But I'm gonna just tell you, I'm gonna put Tez right up there at the top with anybody.
Yes.
Be going for their neck. Every single time. And you said something in your on an Instagram post today. You said that you was giving people updates on all of the different shows that you were going to be on and that you were going to be commenting on today.
Yes, sir.
And you not commenting, but commentating on. You got to give you props. But you said that, and my message is going to be the same on all of these forums. My message is the same whether I'm speaking on a Democratic platform or a Republican platform or libertarian, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. My message is the same. And what is your message?
It's really like my show, shameless plug for my show, Straight Shot No Chaser. I think it's just, no thing to it. It's just authentic. It's just real, just as real as the stories that you guys have told throughout the years, bringing that into the political space, just like you have, being authentic, not really being owned by anybody. A lot of people say that they're not, but at the end of the day, a lot of these pundits are owned. You know what I mean? It's not just the politicians. A lot of pundits are looking for job opportunities, contract opportunities, the plug, the influence. No disrespect to them, but it allows them to have a spewed outlook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm in politics for one simple reason. I was laughing because I was telling Charlamagne the other day, I was like, I belong to the streets. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm here to make sure those stories that you talked about as legends, first paying homage to you guys for what you've done, that we actually talk about that in politics and make it happen. There's always something I used to say where I used to say the days of using hip hop as a political fundraising gimmick without accountability to heal the story that hip hop tells is over. There's stories that go behind that we really need to implement. And so when I'm out here pushing this line, that's what it's for. That's it. And that's all. It's real simple. So it allows me a little bit of breathing room that I don't know if a lot of folks have, because they're in it because they're looking for a career. And I consider myself in it because I'm called. And I think that's the difference.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a big difference when you have the type of background that you have. You came up in that type of background. You were saying that, you was a girlfriend of a Piru gangster, right?
Well, look at Scarface. We can go all the way back. In the 7th grade, I dated a Crip. My first boyfriend that broke my heart, neighborhood Crip roller.
Okay.
In the 8th grade, I was with a Crip. In the 9th grade, I was with a Crip. Then in the 10th grade, I busted all the way over. And then it was Bloods from there on out. So my boyfriends came to Oklahoma City during a time in the 90s when they would come to the Midwest, move to work. as we all know, like Ice Cube would say, vacation day. Oklahoma City was in the center, being able to get stuff to Texas, Kansas, whatever, the heartland of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And so the guys that I was around during that time, living in my neighborhood, which is 456 Piru, that's where I grew up. So when I look at people now, politicians, no disrespect to Senator Harris, but everybody was so excited because she had on Chucks, and to me, that's a lifestyle. You know what I mean? I came from an era where it was Chucks and Dickies as a part of, it represented who you were. So growing up around my boyfriends, still my homies to this day, 10 years my senior, being Bloods, all of my family were neighborhood Crips. That was just that era, which you guys know, that was all of the 90s. I'm learning that in different regions it was different. Like in Houston, y'all really do neighborhood things, 5th Ward, 3rd Ward, it's more about neighborhoods. But in Oklahoma City, it was Bloods and Crips. Everything that happened in LA was duplicated where I grew up. So I use a lot of those analogies in politics when I talk about Democrats being blue, just like Crips. When I talk about Republicans being red, just like Bloods, and how Republicans have been able to hold a majority with having the majority of people around them are Democrats by population, but they've been able to have a stronghold. So it reminds me of Inglewood in LA, where my folks are from. They were able to have a strong blood territory surrounded by Crips. So a lot of the same ways that gangs are organized, from the OGs to the BGs to the YGs, from the trap to everything about it, is the same exact way that politics is organized. It's just the homies don't know it. The other day I was explaining the Electoral College to one of the big homies out in LA, that it's just like Inglewood family, the Electoral College and the popular vote. I use sets to break that down so people can understand it, because it's organized literally the exact same way.
Break that down for the audience. Break it down in that Inglewood family type.
So in simple terms, so right now we're waiting on the Electoral College to come in. And so what I like to call it is money on the board, points. You get a certain amount of points for each state. So let's just say Oklahoma gets 10 Electoral College votes. And I'm not sure if it's 10. I'm just using that as an example. If you look at Inglewood family as a whole, the entire family, consider that the Electoral College, that as a unit, they have a certain amount of votes or points on the board, if you will, like Oklahoma or Texas. Let's look at Texas. All of the different neighborhoods in Texas, Harris County, Fort Bend, that's just like Inglewood family having Crenshaw Mafia or, Piru, or different sets within Center Park, all a part of the Inglewood family tree, but different sets. So when people say, why is it that you just can't, the popular vote doesn't win man for man? The reason why I explain that is because if you look at one set, Crenshaw Mafia or Piru has a really large set in LA. If it just went by man for man, Piru would control how Inglewood family would get down for everybody, which is not fair. So you have to allow each set to have a certain amount of influence, if you will, in the Electoral College. So that's why when people say, why is it that the popular vote doesn't take over? Well, if that's the case, California, because they have a large population, would always control the United States, and all the liberal policies that come out of California would affect us all. Let's look at Texas for an example. Our children are back in school. A lot of our kids are back in school. Our businesses are open. California's completely shut down. Restaurants aren't allowed, to move. The kids are not back in school. That necessarily doesn't work for Texas. So you don't want one particular region being able to dominate strictly based on population. So I hope that makes sense. When I'm explaining it to people, I try to use it in a way that they can understand how, each set holds a certain amount of power, and it may not necessarily be by population, but as a way to show, to give balance. So does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So why is it that if it makes so much sense, it makes sense, perfect sense the way you explained it, but if it makes so much sense, why does people want to abandon it? Why do they want to get rid of it?
Well, because what happens is when you talk about voter suppression and you talk about the people not really having a voice. So in other words, feeling, what's the point of me voting if it's always going to come down to the electoral college? What's the point of me voting if it's always going to come down to the 8 swing states? Well,
what is the point? Yeah.
Well, the point is you start moving swing states. The point is you start organizing. Just if I had 2 or 3 different sets, you go partner up, with other sets in order to dominate and have the power. If you go man for man across the board, then only the largest states would have the power. Now, I'm not a big fan of the electoral college. Just for clarity, I'm not a big fan of electoral college, but I do want people to know that if it's strictly based upon population, then we're looking at New York, Chicago, California, and then Texas. And we're looking at just population. And so all of the federal government would operate the way California says operate, which may not work for everybody in Texas. So people,
they wouldn't even bother going to Ohio or Michigan or Maryland to campaign. They would just campaign in Texas, Florida, New York, and California.
Correct. But then also, it's not even about that. It's also about one sector of population would dominate how you run your state. So I like state level politics. Each state, is able to determine how they want to get out. Texas, since 2008, was the only state that created more jobs than all states combined. So even though we're in a Republican state and we still have a Democrat mayor in the city that controls how things are done in the city, when you look at overall the economy of Texas, most folks like it, which is why people move to Texas. If we went by what California said, we would be in a lot of trouble right now. A lot of people, the homeless rate in California is one of the highest in the country. So I know the idea of the popular vote makes sense, and I'm not saying I'm totally against it. I just want people to understand how influence moves. And if you do it strictly on population, the largest populations would have a say on how we govern our entire country. So I like state level politics. Where you live in your state, what works for Texas. What you do in Texas is not the same as what people do in Oklahoma. What you do in the West Coast is not the same what you do in the South, East, and so forth. So state level politics is important, in order to determine how you get out in your own city.
Right. Yeah. So I get that part. Like, that makes a lot of sense. But when people are going to the polls, all of these 100 million people so far have went to the polls. 100 million people plus went to the polls to vote. That 100 million people feel disenfranchised. They're going to feel if that popular vote come back again, and let's say Trump wins, and let's say 15 million more people voted for Biden, or 10 million, whatever that number is, than Trump. People going to be like, you know what, man? Fuck this whole popular vote shit, man. I ain't doing this shit no more. Why do you need the popular vote if the electoral vote decides?
Because the popular vote it's a statistic. The popular vote still goes into how many electoral points that you get. I like to say points instead of electoral votes. You have to have a certain amount of population that votes in that state in order to determine how many, if that state flips one way or the other. So your vote still makes a difference on that level. But what I like to tell Willie is, it's not even about fuck the federal. Let's just put the federal aside. Your vote still matters when you talk about ballot down. When you go to the polls, you still have to talk about your city commissioner, your mayor, your governor, and so forth. So when people hear the idea that, the vote doesn't matter, they don't just apply it just to federal. They apply it to not voting at all. And that makes a difference. When you guys ran for office, it makes a difference if people are told, fuck it, just don't vote at all, because they see it as one way or the other. They haven't parsed that out. And that's where our job comes in, to explain the difference between the federal level and the state level and the city level, and having executive decisions, where the mayor can make a decision or a city commissioner can make a decision. When they hear, no point in voting, they apply it to across the board. And that's where we get into trouble.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's why I wanted on the show, man. I know I'm gonna get the answers I'm looking for, man. It's gonna be articulated in a manner where everybody can get it. It's gonna be laid out right there, just like it needs to be laid out, man. It's gonna be done right. I love it. Why do you think it is that you alluded to something earlier? You was talking about how people were getting excited about Kamala Harris wearing her Chucks. Why is it that it only takes little stuff like Chucks, wearing some Chucks, pulling out some hot sauce, playing a damn saxophone to get us excited and just make us say, he's cool, he's invited, she's invited to the cookout? Why is it that's all it takes for many of us? What's up with that?
Well, I think, people want to feel as if they can relate. There's something about relating to people and feeling as if they look at these politicians much like they look at entertainers, which is very different. These politicians have put themselves in positions to be reverend, if you will, as entertainers. Right. And they're public servants. They shouldn't have fans. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be, I'm just a fan of you. And so because of that, people want to get close to their fans, just like you guys. You have fans all over the country. People want to talk to you. They want to get down. They want to whatever. So because they look at politicians in that way, it has allowed them to be able to do things that most public service otherwise, wouldn't be able to do. So it's the relatable fashion. I've been to most political trainings in the country that are highly regarded: the CBC, Congressional Black Caucus Political Boot Camp, Ruthless, Yale at Law School for Women political training. And all of them teach them all the same thing, being relatable, saying whatever, you feel people need to hear. It's the pimp game. I mean, you just want to be just quite honest about it. I mean, you asking me that is, why does a pimp tell a hoe that she should choose him? You know what I mean? Like, let just be honest. People, they move off emotion. Most human beings move off of emotion. So there's something that I feel, if I'm looking at you and I'm liking your swag and I'm liking how you feel, those are subconscious things that make, that get people to rock with you, not looking at the substance. Politicians, pastors, and pimps all have a very similar speech pattern, if you pay attention. Politicians, pastors, pimps, they all talk about themselves first. If you look at the speech pattern, hi, I'm candidate such and such. And this is literally the speech pattern that they use. I'm Teslin Figaro. I'm running for office. I'm trying to make a difference in the community. Second part of the speech pattern is, I know what you're going through, Face. I know how you're dealing with the issues you're dealing with. I understand what it means to deal with health challenges. I too have dealt with health challenges. My mom has dealt with health challenges. And then the third part of the speech is, now if you and I together can come together, we can move forward and we can create a better Houston. That's what politicians do. Same speech pattern with a pastor. I'm the man of God. I'm the chosen one. He anointed me. First part of the speech. Second part of the speech. I know you hurting. I know I'm talking to somebody in here. If I could just get an amen. If Scarface could say amen and just agree with what I'm saying, then you be sitting up in the church like, damn, seem like he talking to me. That's the second part of the speech pattern. What's the third part of the speech pattern? If you and I together, if we touch and agree and all you got to do is give me $10 and then you and I are going to agree and all of a sudden you're going to be healed. Same speech pattern. Now let's look at the pimp. Same speech pattern. My name is Pretty Tony. Look at what I got on. Look at what I'm wearing. Look at who I am. Get down with me. This is who I am. Second part of the speech pattern. Willie D, if you was with me, you would really be doing a lot better. I see you looking bad. I see your woman ain't taking care of you. She ain't cooked shit for you. I can tell you're struggling. The sex is trash. I can see everything about you. Look in your eyes. I'm pimping you the whole time. Third part of the speech pattern. Now all you have to do is give me your money and you and I gonna go over and take over the world. That's literally the same speech pattern. And I'm not saying it's not good pastors and good politicians, but that is the speech pattern. You sell your story, you get people to buy into you, and then after that, there's the hustle. So a lot of that is, what do you have on? What are you wearing? What do you sound like? What do you talk like? What music do you listen to? It's all about trying to get the voter to pull into you emotionally. And Black people are emotional people. We deal with emotion, unfortunately. So it's easy to get us in emotion. That's why we have church differently than any other race. We're highly driven off emotion and we connect our emotion to our pain. So if a politician can connect those two things, it's called pimping.
Nice. Nicely done. Was talking
There's some good politicians out there, but I'm just giving you the speech pattern.
We getting pimped, Willie.
What'd you say?
We getting pimped.
Hey man, you either pimping or you're horn. You know? Hey, that's life, bro. Hey, check this out, Tez. So you mentioned your city earlier, Oklahoma City. I see they're saying that they're predicting that Trump took Oklahoma.
Sure, he's always got Oklahoma. They went county by county. That's why I left at 17. You know, I lived in Houston, Dallas, Chicago, Orlando. Oklahoma is a red state for sure, for sure. The population of Black people is less than 20%. Very conservative. A lot of my conservative values, because all Black people have conservative values, whether we want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
What you were talking about before I got on, all of us had some type. Big Mama, at least my grandmother, wanted you to go to church on Sunday. You went to church 2-3 times, a week. We didn't spend a lot of money. We saved our money. All of those things are conservative values. You can be a Democrat, you can be liberal, but most Black people have some traditional conservative values, and so that's what Oklahoma is. And so I'm not surprised, that Oklahoma is going for Trump. They always do.
But you got Florida went for Trump. Yeah. Georgia went for Trump. You got 898,000 to 664,000 in Georgia right now. I don't like it, man. I just don't see how people can vote.
It's not looking good at all. It's not looking good. I mean,
well, Trump has a very narrow path. In other words, if he doesn't win Florida, he can't win. Biden has several different paths that he can go. So based on what you're looking at right now, in other words, if Biden loses Florida, Biden can still win. If Trump loses Florida, Trump cannot win. I lived in Orlando, Florida. That's actually my political stomping ground. And Orlando and Florida is very diverse. The Latino vote, they split their votes completely down the middle, which is something I wish Black people would do more. Split our votes up, independent, make them wonder how we going to get down. Latinos do that very well. You have the Cuban vote. They can't stand anything that has to do with communism and socialism. That's what they see when they see the left and Joe Biden. And then you have the Puerto Rican vote that leans left. So it's a real straight down the middle line, depending on, where you live in Florida. So I'm not surprised if he gets Florida, but it doesn't mean that Joe Biden will lose.
So what about, let's talk about some of the swing states, some of the crucial battleground states. Let's talk about, so right now, Biden looks like, it's still too many votes out there. He's doing okay in Pennsylvania right now, which is a crucial battleground state. But what about Ohio? That's a big one.
Well, he's winning Ohio right now, Willie.
Biden is winning Ohio.
I mean, he riding on Trump in Ohio like big time.
Yeah, that's a good one. That if he could pull out, if he can get Ohio and Florida and Pennsylvania?
Well, Ohio is, I like to say money on the board. They've already pretty much counted Ohio as Republican. No Republican has ever won the presidency without winning Ohio. And when you look at the Electoral College, that money kind of already been counted. So if it goes Democrat, that'll be a plus for Biden, but it's not necessary for him to win. As far as the 8 toss-up states that must be done, which is Arizona, Florida. It really comes down to these 8 toss-up states, knowing which way they go. Everybody else has already kind of been accounted for. So like, for example, Texas was already accounted for a Republican, but Texas came in late in the game like, okay, wait a minute, Texas might kind of be in play. So if it goes to Biden, that's a plus, but it was already technically counted as a Republican state, if that makes sense, based off the history.
So it don't even matter.
Right.
So based off of early polling and knowing what those numbers were, what are the experts saying as far as who has the better chance of pulling this thing out tonight?
Well, if you look at the numbers based on data in early voting, Democrats are way ahead of the game as far as who went ahead of time and cast their vote if they voted straight party. You can't assume that every Democrat that voted straight party and voted
all the way down the line. Yeah,
that's right.
They probably just voted for the president and cut it off from there.
Exactly, and same.
Some of those Democrats probably voted for Democrats down the line, but when it came to president, they voted for Trump.
Right, or didn't vote at all.
Yeah, they do stuff like
man. This man has failed at everything he's ever done, bro.
yeah.
He's a failure, man. I mean, this man is a failure. Y'all riding with him.
He's a bum.
Something about that gangster they love.
That man ain't no gangster. That man is a moron.
That's true too. But when I say gangster, I'm talking about not give a damn what people say what need to be said. We don't even have to agree with what he's saying, but a lot of people, they see that as strength. That's why they ride with him.
But the true part about it, though, Tez, is strength that he's using against their dumb asses.
What is that?
Right. I'm not disagreeing with none of that. I'm just telling you why. You know what I mean? Why people why they like that? They like that. They like that gangster mentality. Basically, just not giving a fuck. He don't give a damn what nobody say. He pushing the line for his people. I keep telling people, I know there's this idea that you're president, you're supposed to be president for everybody. But technically, you're president for the folks that voted you in. He pushes the line for the people that voted him in. So if racists vote him in, he pushing the line for racists. People that voted him in to say we want the wall, then goddamn it, he pushing the wall. Even if he couldn't get it done, they like the fact that he's still pushing it. Mm-hmm. If we had politicians that move that same way, we would have a different outcome. But we don't. Every time we push a line for ourselves, we got to include everybody else. We got to say, just like y'all was talking about before I got on, well, what about this group? What about that group? We don't have nobody. When I say gangster, I'm talking about push the line. I don't mean gangster in a way like, oh, yeah, I like that, or that's so gangster, that's so fly. No, I'm talking about what I've known around about gangsters my whole life. Antisocial personalities that don't give a damn about you and yours, but only about them and they set. That is what Trump is. He's concerned about him and the people that got him there. That's gangster shit to me. When I look at the literal definition of what a gangster is that's pushing the line. Doesn't mean because somebody else said that, oh, that's not gangster, that's not good. When I say gangster, I'm not talking about these kids. When they say gangster, or like, oh, that's gangster, that's fly. No, I'm talking about
but he's not a gangster, baby. He's a clown.
I mean, he could be that too. There's a lot of clown ass gangsters too. I'm talking about the simple fundamental. I'm talking about the simple fundamental of, are you pushing the line for your set?
Man, this man is kicking Joe Biden's ass, y'all.
Like, answer that question. Is he pushing the line for a set?
Oh man,
even if you don't like to check out what you don't like about him, because you're not a part of his set. He ain't rocking with you. So how you feel about him, he don't give a damn.
I bet. And then the coolest part about it is, you know, he got these people hoodwinked. You know, America first, but your wife come from.
But just ask me that.
Fucking where?
Is he pushing the line for a set though? Is that fair to say?
He talking about America first though, and your old lady a foreigner, bro. You ain't America first.
But that's just game. I'm
asking,
does he tell his base? Does he say, against all odds, I'm gonna push for my base and not give a damn who I offend, what I do? That's what I'm asking. Be fair about that. I'm not talking about if we like him, and I'm not talking about if we agree. Is he pushing the line for a set?
He is.
That's all I'm saying.
And just to bring balance, is he a hoe?
Is he a hoe? Yeah, he could be all of that.
Okay, all right, okay.
He could be all of that.
I just make sure, you know, I get the balance in there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That balance, man. We can't
be all of that. Just like Bloods don't like Crips and Crips don't like Bloods. I mean, everybody think they gangsters harder than the other. I'm just telling you, he pushing the line for a set, and that's why these people riding with him, and that's why it's closer than what you think.
What are some of the other races out there that we need to be paying attention to?
I think it's really important when we start talking about, attorney generals, when we start talking about, state DAs, when we talk about your judges are really important. You know, that's who's really giving niggas time. You know, when you really start looking at those types of races and how it really matters and how it will affect you. When you talk about your city council, when you talk about your county commissioner, all of those races, school board, decide how many books kids get and what type of lunches they get and how the budget gonna be spent. That's really what it comes down to. How is the money being spent in your hood? I tell people, you remember that song Money, Power, and Respect. And they used to say, first you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the respect. In politics, it works a little bit differently. First, you get the power, which is your vote. Then you get the respect from the government, and then you get the money that come back to your hood. It has to work in that in that order. Until you do that order, it never works. But if you have power of your vote, but yet you don't know how to make them respect your vote, what good is it? It's a full stop. It stops right there.
Do you subscribe to holding the vote if you can't get what you want?
In 2014, before folks start talking about the hold the vote, now I can't say everybody, I'm just talking about me, and I got the Instagram clips to prove it, the hip hop songs, the poetry, all of that. In 2014, I did a campaign, talked about Blackout 2016, and I talked about holding the vote hostage then. I did a whole poem about it, spoken word about it. You came, you able, you gave crumbs when you was finally at the table. You lied, and now they know you eating crow with my flow. I did a whole thing about holding the vote in 2014. Everybody thought I was crazy as hell.
Right.
So I've been on that, not just now, So, but what I will say about now is everybody's not built like that. And so when we're asking people to join us in that type of move, because I know you've been pushing that a lot too, they're not built like that. Everybody doesn't run to the fight. Most people run away. So they're looking for calm. They're looking for some normalcy or what appears to be normal, even though a lot of these politicians to me do exactly what Trump do just behind the scenes, but they're looking for something that appears to be normal. And it's going to come down to the front line to keep pushing the line. It's not going to be this massive group of people, that's going to push the line. They're just not built that way. When everybody say, oh, it's going to be riots, it's going to be, no, it ain't. You niggas is going to work. Let's just keep it real. A Thursday, you clocking your ass in and going to work. It's be some mad. It might be some isolated, violent issues. But as a whole, people ain't built like that for no civil war. You going to work. You're not supposed to call in and take out no PTO time and take it to the streets. Well, let's just keep it real.
But what if Trump people take it to the streets?
They take it to the street, they're going to go take it to the people that they know they can take it to. They're not coming to no hood.
Right.
They can take it to the street, but who they gonna take it to?
Yeah, they ain't come to the hood because they know they got guns over there.
That's exactly it. So that technically ain't taking it to the streets.
Okay.
So I was in Orlando when Bloods, I guess, got real popular when Lil Wayne came out, and it was Bloods, and I was like, wow, but y'all don't have no Crips though. Like, you literally is no Crip sets. You can't be banging Blood if there's no opposition. You know what I mean? So where's the opposition? So yeah, they might take to the streets and bash a couple of cornballs head in, but they not coming. I bet they ain't coming to the hood.
You're right on the money, because I always say those types, they only strike when they have a clear-cut advantage: size, numbers, or weaponry. That's it.
Inside of town. That's it.
Tez and Figaro fam. Tez, how can they catch up with you?
You can catch me anywhere, all things TEZLYNFIGARO on Instagram, Twitter. I do not engage with people on my Facebook because I don't like trolls follow me everywhere. I try to keep some type of damn sanity. But Instagram, and I encourage people to get on Twitter. Instagram is videos and pictures. Twitter is about information, to share links, to share information, and that's really where your politicians pay attention to. So please, folks, get on Twitter. That's where you really do your gang banging for real and do your finger banging in politics is on Twitter, not on Instagram.
There you go, man. One of the best. Tez,
thank you so much.
If there's some type of like strange development going on tonight or something, I'd like to have you back on if you're available.
Sure.
Definitely as a follow-up, because we know that this is not going to end tonight.
Yeah, we do know that. And we know Trump gonna definitely give him hell. We do know that for sure. He will be contesting. Yeah. He will definitely be contesting Philadelphia. But if it's a landslide enough to know that Biden is in with no question, you don't think so, Faze?
I still think he's going to contest.
He's definitely going to contest. No question. I'm saying that we can sleep soundly knowing if Biden is strong in enough states, you can sleep soundly knowing that he won. But he's definitely contesting. Period.
Yeah.
So if Biden can flip, excuse me, if Biden can flip Ohio, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he got Ohio pretty much.
You think so?
I'm looking at it.
Oh, you looking at it? I can't see it.
Yeah,
Now,
you got
that's way different. If Ohio goes for Biden, you can consider a lot of those Midwestern states flipping, which is that's some unprecedented shit because Ohio is very Republican strong, state level on top, all the way up. Barack Obama won Ohio, but that was it.
yeah.
Man, y'all got to get rid of this damn balloon.
Yeah, what about? I think it's about what, about 3-4 million votes in so far, and Biden is up about maybe 400,000 or 500,000.
He's in 73 in the electoral map, and then Trump is 48.
He
Okay,
was electoral.
73 to 48, Biden way.
so Biden got New York as expected.
Right.
You watching Fox, Willie?
CNN. I don't fuck. I wouldn't, man. I wouldn't give Fox.
I know he got New Jersey. I don't see New York.
Yeah, and all that, they already put that money on the board. So the states is North Carolina, Wisconsin, Philadelphia, Arizona, and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, that money kind of already been counted. But if Texas goes for Biden, okay, that's some extra money. If Ohio goes, that's some extra money. But those 8 states that I just named, they're the ones that really, where people are not sure how they're gonna go.
North
Man,
Carolina.
my head hurts so bad watching this shit till I'm telling you.
You done been through so much more, honey. It's gonna be all right.
No,
We still got bills to pay next week. Everything still got.
I know, but I've been talking so much shit to Trump, man.
Yeah.
Like on his Twitter, man. If he win again, I'm fucked.
You fucked.
This guy, I'm telling you, I asked him just this morning, man, please go and do comedy for a living.
Oh,
Yeah, he did.
They should have brought you in to do some trolling because they were terrible with trolling. Trump is the best.
I'm the fucking master at trolling.
Yeah.
Shit, Trump don't want no parts of me.
Yeah.
I told him today, I say, man, the news gonna be boring as hell without you, man.
Yeah, it really is. He's had some funny ass moments. I mean, everybody, even to be real, Willie, even though you can't stand him, some of that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, you know, and I knew that would happen before when he like I said it well before he won in 2016. I said, if nothing else, the comedian's going to have a ball with this fool. They're not going to be short of any type of material because this dude keeps the hits coming several times.
He do.
Not once a day, not once a week, not one. I mean, he keeps it coming. And I'm talking about the hits, and I'm talking about the scandals. I'm talking about the thievery, the line, just the
back to back. He can't stop.
Yeah, he's back to back like Drake.
That boy is back to back. And let me make you laugh, man. Like, who the fuck is Al Baghdadi?
Who is that? Oh.
Remember when he came on? Remember when Barack Obama came on and said that Osama bin Laden was dead? You know, and he did it so eloquently, right?
Yeah.
That fucking Trump got on there and said, Al Baghdadi is
What's
dead.
that thing about calling the little pimp yesterday?
And what is Lil Pimp doing at a Trump rally?
Yeah.
All the rappers are trying to get in the game. I've been pushing for hip hop to be a part of this for so long. So
now we in. They got to deal with us. You know, Barack wouldn't have got in without us.
Yep.
They got to deal with us now.
That's it.
And now we got a not so secret agent on the inside, boy, going head to head with them daily.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate your work, sis.
Thank you so much, brothers. Peace and love to you. Glad to see you so glad to see you healthy. I've been praying for you. And thank you so much. Peace.
Right. Peace.
Much love.
Yeah, a real one right there.
Solid.
Talking about a real one. I mean, you put her up against anybody, man. She's shutting it down like consistently.
I already know. Connecticut.
So yeah.
Joe Biden just popped out Connecticut for 7 minutes.
Connecticut.
Yeah, but damn Julio got South Dakota. So Willie, I was thinking
South Dakota ain't got but what, like about 4 votes?
people, like 9 or 10 people. I'm gonna trip on that.
Yeah.
So we can't call him Trump no more. We got to call him Cuckoo. Like that's his new code name.
No, that's too nice. Now,
It's
got to be something very insulting, like something that's, like something that's very, very disrespectful.
I can't think of nothing.
So right now we had the electoral map is looking like 73 to 48.
No, it's 80-51, Willie. You running behind.
Oh, I'm running behind?
Yeah.
You know what? Let me
Yeah, refresh.
Yeah, let me refresh.
Come on, Biden, please beat this motherfucker so when I troll him in the morning, you know what I mean? I can have some fresh shit like the platinum plan. I got some good, I'm ready. I got some good stuff. Plan. Are you kidding me? 51. 80 to 51. Come on, Atlanta. DeKalb County checking in.
When pets were given the choice between paying more with...
Was that Geico?
I don't know what that is. Sling. So what am I looking at? The race to so 80 to 51.
Yeah, but he finna pop Florida, so that's gonna give him 90 something. And then he finna pop Georgia too.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, that's gonna get him 130. Oh, this ain't good, Willie.
Shit, we gotta get that 270, man.
We gotta get that bad. And like I say, bro, man, Biden is not the best candidate for president, Willie. He's not.
No, I think everybody. I think everybody concedes that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. He all we got right now, so we got to take that. And Kamala Harris.
Kamala
Harris.
So you pronounce her name. This is how you pronounce her name. Just think of comma, a comma.
No.
So it's Kamala.
Kamala, like Pamela.
Like comma and then la. Yeah.
Kamala. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kamala is so disconnected from us. You know what I mean? Like she ain't even nowhere near us at all. You know.
But she had some chucks on.
I don't give a fuck. She married to somebody that we're unattached. She's unattached from us, bro. She locked up more niggas than Ted Poe. She ain't none. But I'll settle for that if we can get rid of fucking the Grand Dragon and Dumpy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's get rid of the Grand Dragon, bro. Imagine if Trump was Mike Pence's vice president. Oh,
he would have never gotten picked for a vice president. But then again, I take that back. You never know,
man. Willie, this is a fucking talk show host, bro. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's a game show host, man. You're fired. And you want this man to run a country? He's walking around here with his 98-year-old ass with his 22-year-old girlfriend, wife. Come on, dog. They don't even look right. At least Joe and his wife, Jill, they look like they belong together. And Mike Pence and his old lady look like they belong together. But man, he's standing up there looking like a bump on the log with a supermodel. Like, stop that, man. You're a clown. That's sugar daddy gone wrong, Willie. I don't care what you say, man.
Sugar daddy gone wrong.
That's sugar daddy done. Shit, man. I can't watch this no more, bro. Oh, but he kicking his ass right now in
Kansas,
Pennsylvania. But he dead in Florida.
You think so?
I'm looking at him. 93% of the votes are in Florida. And he's probably 300-something votes behind. What you think?
Shit, it's a wrap. You don't make that up.
No, not between now.
He can't. Only way he can make that up if he got a large area that's left, a large county that's left.
No, and if Biden loses this race, Willie, this country, these politicians are going to lose respect for the black vote. You know what I mean? They're going to lose respect.
The black vote is going to lose respect for politicians and everything else.
Yeah, but they ain't going to have to. They're not going to be seeking the black vote like they normally are. If this man walk away with this shit, you know.
I don't know. I never met a politician that didn't like a vote.
Well, let me say this, man. In a perfect world, what day is that? January what? 7th?
20th.
20th. Well, when he walk out that motherfucker, man, they'll be slapping those fucking steel bracelets on his ass, Willie. And I don't wish that on nobody. Except him. That's it. Man, that man almost killed me, man. And then you got some supporters that talk about, oh man, it ain't his fault that you got the COVID, or it ain't he didn't kill 220,000 people. Bullshit. Because all he had to do was tell a motherfucker it was real.
Mm-hmm. You see that, Brad?
Yeah. Okay, bro.
Yeah.
You're so right. This guy is a freaking class clown.
So Michigan, what's Michigan looking like? So he look like he gonna take Michigan too, huh?
Yeah, he gonna pop Michigan. Well, I'm not sure because Detroit ain't tapped in yet. But hold on. Hold on, Willie. Shoot, man.
So only 60% of Ohio has reported. So it's still wide open in Ohio.
Yeah, but he's so far. Oh, that ain't good. 59%, and Trump gonna hit that.
You got to put some more distance.
Yeah, you got to stretch out. This is like playing in the golf tournament against Tiger, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 871,000 in Pennsylvania.
Boy, it's a trip that this sucker is this close, bro. It's a trip.
It's really.
And then he just and winning some of these states. It's a trip.
This man gonna lose bad.
Yeah, I say if he could pick up Ohio, Pennsylvania, maybe like Virginia. Yeah. Florida's, you there, Brad? Brad, what happened to your sound? Lindsey Granger, what's up?
How's it going? Listen, I was not trying to do any press tonight. You see my makeup is off, but when you asked me, I said, okay. Because you know that I love you and I would like to talk about whatever you want to talk about. So let's do it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Queen. Let's get Scarface back in here right quick.
Uh-oh.
Hey, say hello to Lindsey.
Lindsey.
Hi.
Hi there.
Thanks for letting me join you guys for this conversation. I appreciate that you guys got a woman on here chatting with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We just had Teslin on, you know. So,
I was watching. Before I jumped in, I had to know what I was getting into.
Yeah, you know, we got some bad sisters on this feed right here, man. We ain't playing no games, man. This is another top contender right here. Like go in.
So I heard the last thing that you guys said is that, you know, you're surprised. Well, I don't know, Willie, you said that you were like kind of caught off guard that so many people are still voting for Trump and that it's tied or he's winning some cities. And I think, you said that. Okay.
Really don't agree on anything. Just FYI, but go ahead.
So you're surprised, but the thing is, like, I was surprised in 2016. At this point, I think that everybody cautioned and walked into this kind of like not surprised, because I think the thing that everybody felt was that we woke up the next morning after the election and we're like, because everybody that I talked to, all the white people that I talked to, different conversations they had when they were behind closed law.
Hey, we woke up the next morning like, what the hell did we just do?
Yeah. And I was watching it. I was telling them that I was watching it, and I was like, this mother, he is going to be, this doofus, this dummy, this clown is about to be the president of the United States of America. You remember when he was at the White House and sitting there with Obama in that chair? Let me back up first. When he won, first of all, when he had realized that he won and he came out on the stage, he looked like a deer in headlights, like, what the hell? I know we cheated. I know I was trying to win. I ain't think we could rig the election this way. I mean, I'm actually the president. And then when he went to sit with Obama, when it was time for them to have his little meeting where they was getting ready to transfer power, and he's sitting there talking to Obama, he just looked like he was out of it. Like, man, what the hell have I gotten myself into? I wasn't really trying. I didn't think these fools would actually vote for me, like actually make me president. Like,
because y'all have to remember, like, so I worked at MSNBC for all the different times that current President Trump had tried to run for the presidential office. And there were times when it was a joke, almost like when Herman Cain was involved and he was spitting out the 9 million, and President Trump was involved saying, oh, get Obama's birth certificate, and nobody was taking it seriously. So I think for me to watch him so closely for 2 different elections prior to the one where he was taken seriously, I think even Republicans were like, wait, we have to take this seriously, because their party kind of swayed the way. It's almost like how, even though Bernie Sanders takes a lot more experience, if Bernie Sanders would have overwhelmingly pushed his way, like Democratic establishment didn't want Bernie Sanders to make it all the way. But if he would have pushed overwhelmingly by people supporting him, then they would have to get in line. I think that's what happened with President Trump.
Yeah. So here we are. We're here, and we got this clown. If he wins again, what is the projection for the social climate in America, in your opinion?
So I was talking to my sister, and she was like, well, one thing that I saw that makes me hopeful is that the resilience, I want to talk about specifically people of color, Black people, the resilience of all the things that we've been through. This is not, I don't think, the worst of the worst that we've been able to be resilient out of. But I would hope that, we like to see that other people besides people of color are also understanding this is a difference between like humanity and, just it's deeper than that. So when we sit around and we politic with people, we have conversations and we spend time with people, it's not only about that you're not affected, because your livelihood is not up for grabs every 4 years when a new person's elected. And so I think that we are looking at people like, well, I think after this, I really cannot talk to you. I really cannot kick it with you, because how do we move forward? I think Black people will find a way to move forward regardless, but we're going to figure out a way to communicate, because I don't know that if I find out my friends are like, literally, let's do this, what do you do? Are you supposed to just still kick it when you're like,
man, Mitch McConnell, John, not to cut you off, I'm so sorry. But
he won. I know he won.
Oh man, I could just die right now. I hate that guy. Okay, go ahead.
No, he won. So that's, I think, like a lot. So I lived in Arizona for a long time before I lived, right now I live in Denver, Colorado. And so I had many friends, not even friends, I'll say people that I did interviews with and when I worked with as colleagues, that we would have a dialogue, and then they started to trust me because I think I'm pretty easy to get along with. And they would tell me, listen, my husband is voting this way. And so even though I don't agree, so they would tell me in confidence. And I'm like, even though you be on the front lines marching for women's, you went to that women's march, you said your husband, but their husband's the breadwinner in the situations that I'm talking about. And they're like, I'm going with my husband because he said, we can't get these XYZ new renovations to the crib unless I go with his vote.
This goes to my point, Lindsay, where I always talk about how when in the past, when decisions were being made and policies were being put in place to oppress Black people, and subjugate Black people, to put black people in a bind and keep their foot on our necks, even to enslave us. Where was the Republicans? They always like to say, well, the Democrats were, y'all been voting Democrat and they ain't done nothing for you. Where was the Democrats when they was doing all of this? And then when the Republicans when blacks were voting Republican, where was the Democrats? And when blacks started voting Democrat, where has the Republicans been? Well, all of this mess has been going on to us. Like they say, well, you get off the Democratic plantation. Well, if you want me to get off the Democratic plantation, why don't you show me something? Give me something to come over there to your plantation for, because the Republican it's a plantation too. Like, you want me to leave the Democratic plantation to come to the Republican plantation. That's basically what you're saying. But my point is that where have they been when all of these deals was going on? And where were they when the redlining was happening? Where were Jim Crow? Where were they doing the Tulsa bombing? Where were they doing the mass incarceration and crack cocaine epidemic when they brought in the crack?
Yeah.
Both of them were right there at the party, patting their pockets, listening. Both of them knew the plan. Both parties knew the plan.
Yes.
It wasn't no one party. It wasn't one-sided. Both parties knew the plan each time around. They knew the plan. They knew the plan when these banks were denying black folks home mortgages and loans to businesses. They knew the play. Each one of them knew the play. They were right there. And just like another thing that they do is that they were laying in bed with them also. And they get up, the Republicans lay in the bed with the Democrats and actually have babies with them. The Democrats lay in the bed with the Republicans, have babies with them, get up out of the bed and go out there and practice racism.
Boy.
So they always been in bed together. And the only difference between those seats, all of those seats, any political seat yields the same amount of power. So, and it pays the same salary. So what are they fighting for? Like, you're not fooling me because you out there waving a Black Lives Matter flag or whatever. They're not fighting for humanity. They're not fighting for us. They're fighting for money and power. That's what the majority of them are out there fighting for. There may be some out there, and I'm sure there's some people out there are fighting for humanity and really, really care about our plight. But most of them are out there fighting for money and power.
I had two thoughts about that. So remember the Karen, whatever her real name was, from Central Park, who called the police on. So she was a Hillary supporter, staunch Democrat, right? And, and that's the thing. Sometimes I know a lot of, historically, it's been like, be more afraid of the people who are, hiding in different clothing that say they're progressive, because a lot of times these progressive policies that we start to abide by, really from LGBTQ rights, affect white males first and foremost, and then white females, and then everybody else falls under that, which is why like transgender women get so annoyed by the fact that they're not included in the LGBTQ plus conversation whatsoever. And so I think like that happens too, even when Black men were so upset about Kamala and Joe Biden. It's because when you look at everything that's happened over with Democrats, Bill Clinton is partially part of the reason why we have like the crime bill. He's partially why prisons are privatized and why they're making so much money off the back of Black people. And so it's not, even though people were calling him our first Black president, maybe for funny reasons, it's really not funny because none of the parties really had the backs of people of color. And so when you just think about it, a lot of times, a lot of people, especially Black men that make some kind of success, will vote because of their money. They're like, at the very least, let me get my family out of the hood. Let me get my family out of the situation. But I think what my grandma always taught me was think about the bigger picture. Think about like everybody else that's also affected. So your kids, or even my grandmother, who's still like one of the few Black property owners in Roosevelt, right near Manhattan, because she refused to give up her crib. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So it's just those kind of things you have to think about other people, which is why I'm not mad at Ice Cube. Even though Ice Cube said he's not supporting Trump at all, I'm not mad at different people that want to take different routes, because historically it's shown us that everybody's going to decide, sure, we got you, Black Lives Matter, when we get in office. All right, we'll talk about that later.
Right.
So
I think the Democrats made a monumental mistake by not sitting down with Cube. Like, I think they probably thought that he wasn't going to sit down with the Republicans and they wouldn't offer anything, and they didn't really offer anything. Well, they offered something, but we all know that it was a fake. We already knew they was not going to give anything.
It was vague and random. They just changed the words people of color to black.
Right.
And said, we're going to, it's like if I wrote a paper and said, we are going to make it better for black people. Like, how, Sway? You know,
right.
like people wanted, Ice Cube's plan was 13 points that were very detailed and thought out. I mean, from the media industry that I work in to other industries, and how specifically what numbers they need to meet in order to be equal for people of color, black people. And so I think that's the difference when you look at this platinum plan that President Trump presented. It's frustrating because it was vague and didn't really, what is the exact way you plan on doing this? I think that's why people are frustrated.
Right. Yeah, the money wasn't earmarked, so we don't know what that money, right. You know, 599 billion 999 million could go to everybody but a black person. Like one black person is not guaranteed to touch any of that money.
Right.
So that's the thing. Like when you hear somebody, and then for Wayne pushed the narrative, like after people.
Why did you shake your head? What happened?
I'm just disappointed that people would even entertain the platinum package from this guy. Like the platinum package for black people,
right? Yeah, like who, you know, like why isn't that insulting to people when they first hear like the very it's like being tone deaf. It's like these like H&M and all of these stores like Gucci and all these places where they do certain things, and you know that there's a chain of command, and you know that before these campaigns, these marketing campaigns take off, there's a chain of command, and there's protocol, and there's so many different people have to sign off on this stuff. And then it makes it, somehow it survives anyway. It survives the spell test. Like, yeah, this is gonna be cool. This ain't gonna, black people will love this. And it's like, then black people here like, and automatically it's immediate pushback. And they act like they got caught off guard, and then you hear the standard old, well, you know, we believe in diversity, and, you know, we love everybody, and kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. all of that stuff.
But nobody's in the room, though. That's the problem. Like I said, I lived in Arizona and worked out there. Like literally was one of the only black people in the whole room, in the whole media company. And that was for the whole Arizona. And so we had a lot of people of color in the forefront, but when it came down to making the decisions, if I wasn't as vocal as I was about things that weren't okay, and if my co-workers and co-hosts like Shagun, who's still at the list in Arizona, wasn't vocal about what was going on, then things wouldn't have changed. But sometimes in my career, to be honest, I might have been in the room or not in the room, but saw something go weird. And I'm like, well, I'm new here. Who am I to stand up? Which is why I love this moment right now, because so many black people, men and women that I know, have went to their HR and said, what are you guys doing? You put out public statements. You have done nothing for the black employees. What's the actual plan? And besides Juneteenth off, great. And holiday day, but what are you actually doing to make sure that people who manage me, there's somebody I can go to besides another white HR leader that doesn't understand what I'm complaining about?
Right. So Trump is closing the gap in Ohio.
I'm like trying not to turn around and look at the TV too.
Yeah, he's closing the gap in Ohio. I mean, he's only down by like about 100,000 votes now in Ohio.
What about Texas? So y'all are both in Texas, right?
Yes.
We're in Texas, and he'll probably take Texas.
But this is one of the first times that it's really a close call in years since Clinton.
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer. Like Texas is turning blue. Every election cycle, Texas gets a little bluer. So, you know, I don't know if we'll get quite there this round, but I mean, it would be beautiful if it did. If we did, if he loses Texas, there's no way possible he can win. If he loses Texas, he out of here.
So there's some, I have friends that started an app called Politicking, and they broke down some scenarios that I wanted to read to you guys. So if they said a scenario where Trump wins would be he wins Pennsylvania and wins Florida, then he would need to have Georgia, North Carolina, and Arizona. And it would be important for him to have Texas, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
Well, his North Carolina, I think he's losing in North Carolina pretty good. And then he's losing in Ohio too.
Got it.
Good.
Well, he's close. Like I just said, he's close
Closing the gap.
in Ohio, and it's still how many more precincts? How much percentage is left
In Florida?
in Ohio?
Hold on, Willie. Georgia got 44% in. Doesn't look good. But
see, he's only down by 74,000 in Ohio. Like he's closing the gap like fast in Ohio.
shoot, he getting banged out in Michigan too.
Who's getting banged out?
Biden.
Yeah.
Biden is up.
You know, Michigan was the state
Ohio.
where people protested down to the state house because they didn't want to wear masks. So I'm not surprised about what's going on in Michigan. I mean, they have a Democratic governor, but they've been on her, you know what?
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out why wouldn't you want to wear a mask? What kind of, I mean, only a fool would say that.
Somebody who's really self-involved, I'm assuming that's just like, because my thing has always been that you can save one person, let's say it's just guesswork, which it was in the beginning of this with the masks. Why would you not err on the side of caution? What if it was your grandmother? You know, what if it was, and I know people that have passed away because I'm from New York. So that was crazy when it was the worst down there. I'm sure you guys have all heard stories or at least know somebody that was affected by COVID.
I almost died from this crap. And who wouldn't want to wear a mask to save themselves? I almost died right here in this bedroom. Died. In this bedroom right here.
Yeah, Lindsay, Brad almost got taken out by it.
I lost my kidneys. I got to plug in every day now.
And that's what people also don't talk about. And, you know, I was talking to somebody recently who said, you know, maybe this, you need to take this on, is all the ways that people are affected that are alive with COVID. So that have got the disease. I know one person that has no feeling below their like shoulder down. So
we don't know what's going to be, you know, 2 years from now with this crap we got. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I have no clue. I can't walk sometimes. My legs hurt. I wake up out of dreams, Willie. And when I go back to bed, I'm in the same damn dream that never moved on until I got back in. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think he was like that before COVID.
That's why we don't get along, bro. Right there. I'm trying to tell you something, man. Give you some love from me, man, to tell you how I feel and what's happening with me. Brother to brother.
You got to give me a sign about sentimental moments. You know, I'm not naturally sentimental.
Okay, what's going to be the safe word for sentimental moment, Willie?
All right, here it comes. Just say something like that. Here it comes, Will.
All right, when I'm ready for one, I'm just going to put it out.
No, come on, now's a good time. Here it comes.
All right, here it comes.
Okay.
So, I had a dream last night, right?
Yeah.
That me and Jay was riding in the old school, right?
Okay.
And then it flooded real bad. And then the car sunk, so we had to get out and walk through the water, right?
Okay.
So walking through the water, Willie, here it come. I have to get up and I have to go to the bathroom, okay?
Okay.
I'm woke now.
Okay.
When I come out of the bathroom and get back in the bed and go back to sleep, I'm in the same freaking dream, bro. Like we just walking in the house now. like it's a movie, man.
Right.
And I know that I can give that to the COVID because before that, it never happened like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wake up and see blue lights going by in my bathroom. Like, it's weird, man.
Man, you know, you talked about like the people, why people don't want to wear a mask. And I just chalk it up to like those people, them. They are the same people who championed the Republicans going against Obama for every single thing, like just opposing Obama. Obama say up, they say down. He say go, they say stop. He say spin, they say say. He say, they say spin. Like they just oppose, period. Just the whole idea is going to be, we're going to oppose whatever he says. It doesn't matter. We're going to oppose whatever he does. We will not allow ourselves to utter one redeeming word, a quality about him.
He'll be the worst president.
So right now, their guy is Trump. So whatever Trump tells those dummies to do, that's what they're gonna do, like robots. They're gonna do it. If Trump right now said, okay, listen, everybody, we're gonna wear masks because it's dangerous not to. Every single one of them fools will be putting on masks.
I swore they were gonna put on a mask after he got COVID. I mean,
no, but the reason why they didn't, because this fool told him he was immune after he got he fought it off, like he fought it off.
Man, Willie, stop.
You didn't catch that?
Days. Okay, you catch COVID. You in the hospital for 3 days.
This fool said he had COVID and he had recovered in like 3 days, and he said he was immune. I don't think he
walked out
had.
on the damn patio of the White House and take his mask off like he was a big bad Western movie type of actor. I'm like, man,
because I'm a journalist and this is the information we were given, I have to say that the man had COVID. My personal opinion, I'm gonna put to the side. But listen, I'm listening to you. I think that you share the thoughts of many Black people and people in this country.
He lied.
I don't think he had it.
So what's the benefit then? What's the benefit if he was lying? What's the benefit?
To make people believe that it's not that big a deal. Man,
no. First of all, you got to remember the timing. He caught COVID after he said he had COVID after
debated Joe Biden
debate. He didn't want that second debate. That's what his ass was trying to avoid. He did not want that second debate. And somebody said, "Well, let's just say you got COVID," and then he's like, "No, I can't do that. I'm gonna look weak. I'm not gonna do that." And they had to convince this clown, "Look, man, this is gonna be the best course. But look, you're gonna get over it in 3-4 days. What we're gonna do, we just gonna come back and say you beat it, or you had the best doctors in the world that worked on you and stuff. And we're gonna take a break for about a week and a half, and then you will come back for the third debate. And that's it."
Bro, you should be the chief of staff of this guy.
Not this guy, not that guy.
That guy.
Not that guy.
I'm telling you, man, because you gave a good excuse. I mean, you gave a good lineup. But I'm still not buying that. I'm not buying that, man. Bro, I was on the ground for 3 months.
No, he did not have COVID, bro. I don't believe he had COVID.
Nah, man, Willie, you can't. Hey, Willie,
I saw what it did to you. I mean, hell, the first 3 days, the first 3-4 days that you find out you got, I mean, you dying. You damn near. They got to reverse it.
Willie came to the hospital, right? And when Willie walked in my room, I didn't know who the hell he was. He looked like the Moon Man. They had all that stuff on, man. They had puffy gear and the helmets and stuff, right, Will?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, I must be really having some serious stuff going on with me.
Yeah, and then before I walked in the room, the doctors, they were all looking at me like, "You gonna go in there?"
Take your chances.
So it's maybe like 8 doctors and nurses standing around, like they congregating, and then I walk up and he said he's in there, and he's in this glass room. The room is glass. So I look through the glass and I go up and look and I say, "That's him." I'm going in. Hey man, they said, wait, you can't go in there. You got to put this stuff. You got to put this on. I said, okay. So they hooked me up. I went in. We chopped it up. I felt like when I left that he'd be all right, though.
Yeah, but you gotta look at it. Like, for Willie to walk in there, not knowing what this shit is, says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, he was looking out for his little bro, man, and I was in there about to die. Says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
What do you guys say to like all the young people? I know they're all races doing this, but I want to specifically know, what are you saying to all the young Black people in Houston still enjoying their days, close quarters? I mean, because you could be like, listen, I went through this, right? You could tell what's real and what's fake as somebody who went through it.
It's real. And all the commander-in-chief of this country, the leader of the free world, all he got to do is say it's real. All he got to do is say, wear your mask. Mandate for masks, bro. So this stuff can hurry up and go away. Like, the longer you prolong it, the more lives we're going to lose. The more people are going to get sick. Like my friend's mama died today, and I didn't ask her, was it the COVID? You know, because I didn't want to know. But my friend Otis died. You know, I don't want to ask if it's the COVID, but we kind of know that it was the COVID, man. Like this stuff is killing people, bro. And you walking around here like a mob boss, and you weak as hell, and you not saying nothing about it. You saying don't let this consume your life, and this stuff can actually kill you. You know what I mean? Like this guy's supposed to be so smart and powerful, but he's not. He don't have sense enough to tell people to put on a mask, or sense enough to tell people that this is real. Like this is real as it gets. Your life is on the line. Every 2 seconds, somebody is dying. Okay, behind the COVID-19, and he just sitting up there looking like a bump on a log. Like
Yeah, the thing about it, man, is that it can get worse. A lot of people are looking at it like, oh yeah, this is where we are, but it can get worse. It can definitely get worse.
it can get way worse.
Lindsay, so what do you think? What's your feelings, Lindsay? Like
Regarding COVID?
no. What are your feelings as to where we are tonight? You know, like what do you think?
You know what? I'm really trying not to be stressed out. I'm pretty stressed out because
Me too.
yeah, it's like somebody posted something that was funny, but not really. But they said, you know, it's like the whole Charlemagne posted it. He said it's like the whole country is waiting for results from the STD test, which is absurd. But it's also like we really are standing here like what? Because nobody really knows. I mean, with how tight it is, I think it's a lot tighter than people we're letting on. And I think that we have to just we all remember what happened the day we woke up, or if we didn't go to sleep at all in 2016. And so I just got to see state by state. I mean, there's examples of, you know, one of them has to win Pennsylvania. That's going to be a huge deciding factor, I think. And I'm just waiting for those to fully come in. I know some of them have been obvious, like Connecticut and New York are going to go towards Biden, but like some of the states were really waiting. They're really still swing. It's not as clear as we all thought with the revolution we had this summer, supporting Black lives, that you would think that one candidate supports them, one candidate says, I'm not neither here nor there, you know? So I'm stressed out. I really. Yeah,
I got to turn the TV off, Willie. I can't.
What are you seeing right now?
Yeah, he about to win. I mean, he's closing in on Ohio. He's he's less than 20,000 points away on Ohio. He's about to.
I see Trump's winning in Kansas.
He's about to take Ohio.
He's about to knock Texas down too.
Yeah, he got Michigan too.
Virginia.
Georgia.
This is so bad.
This don't look good at all.
So what? Okay, look. Either way it goes, what do we do tomorrow? You guys asked me that, and I told you I think that people, specifically our people, are resilient. But I don't know what we do tomorrow. I think it's defeated. I don't know. That's why I'm stressed out, because I don't want to feel the way that I felt when I watched George Floyd die again this year. I don't want to feel the way, you know what I mean? Like be in a state of rage and also sadness. And like, I'm just like, I want to at least have something that we move in a direction that's going to make it a little bit better.
Well, you said a mouthful earlier. We've survived worse. You know, we've survived worse than Trump. I'm saying we've actually survived slave owning presidents. You know, we've survived a Congress that was 80% owned slaves. Okay, that's why it took so long for slavery to end, because all of these people in power would have to give up that paper. They was gonna have to give up the bag in order to grant people freedom. You know, so this is why it took so long for things to change, and this is why it's taking so long right now for things to change, because a lot of people in Congress are eating off of the suffering of Black people. You say, well, how are they eating? The privatization of prisons. You know, they're eating off of these factories that are located near Black neighborhoods that got particles airborne. The food, the chemicals that they're allowing these companies to put into the food, the funding, the underfunding of the schools, where that money, instead of that money going to the schools, they're being diverted into the pockets of lobbyists and politicians. You know, it's so many ways that they're just eating off of black people and poor people that, that's what makes it hard to have like people in office that are for the people. These people out here for what like the average congressperson is like a millionaire. They can't relate to the average person. So of course they're going to be looking after themselves. They're going to look after them. They're going to look after them and their buddies. Everybody else is just pawns, and that's why they only come around to the black folks when they run their campaigns and they lack votes. Scarface, you dig what I'm saying? What was that, 1996?
Something like
Once
that.
you vote them in, they don't know you. Once you vote them in, they can't do jack for you. Yeah, that's ghetto fantasy. So that's what we are. That's what we are. Like, we have people in office that have been given the task of looking out for the betterment of the greater population, but they're only just looking out for themselves and their little buddies and stuff.
So my sister is on some like real Malcolm X, start your own. She doesn't care about, she's just like, why are we still trying to get approval from people who have shown us, like you talked about earlier on both sides, they'll ask us for our votes and then move on. So like, I know that Kyrie Irving was talking about that in the NBA earlier this year. A lot of people, it takes a lot, right, to start our own. Shouldn't be challenging. We've been through a lot, like we said, but like, when is that going to become a real option? Is starting our own like a real, like, or should we continue to try to integrate?
No. It's very important that
I'm going to pause on that one, Willie. I'm not saying nothing.
It's very important that we start our own. That's a gimme, but there's a thing called walking and chewing bubblegum, right? So we can start our own and at the same time get what we can get wherever we can get it from. You can, for instance, I own my own podcast, and I own some other businesses, right? But I also do business with some mainstream people in America and people that have bigger platforms than I have, because it gives me even greater access. So we can have our own, and it doesn't take away from anything that I'm actually doing. It's actually give me even more juice, more leverage, to get even, to magnify my platform. So I think it's important that, yes, we do need to have our own. Absolutely, we should have our own. But I really don't see a problem, working with others also, because they figured it out. They figured out a way to do their thing, like have their own, and still work with us when they need to work with us, where they can see an advantage, where they can get something out of working with us. They have no problem doing that. So I don't really see a problem with that.
Scarface shaking his head nonstop.
No, I'm watching this damn thing. I told you I was gonna stay out of that.
I want to know why now. If you preface what I'm staying out of this, I gotta know why.
Nah, because I mean, when I was growing up, I heard, the old folks used to always say that the worst thing that ever happened to black people was integration, was to integrate, and we were doing better when we were segregated. And I feel like if we, stayed to ourselves and made our own moves with our own politicians or whatever you want to call it, we would be better off, because right now we fighting a war where the rules don't, apply to us and they won't benefit us at all. You see what I'm saying? Like, we always trying to fit in a country. We're trying to fit in a country that does not allow us to fit in from the start of it.
The only way to segregate, bro, is to get out of America, because this government makes the rules. The government enforces the rules.
Exactly, man, and they never do it for us in the first place.
And so that's why I say if we talking about real segregation, you got to get out of American rule. You got to get from under American rule. The government makes the rules. The government enforces the rules. So while we over here doing our little segregation thing, we got it going on, and we blowing it up like Tulsa, so to speak. We banging, we killing it because we capable. We got some of the best lawyers. We got some of the best doctors. We got some of the best, archaeologists. We got some of the best scientists, philosophers, entrepreneurs. You name it, we got it. Now we put it all together. We put it all together. Ain't no doubt we can do it. That's no doubt. But who do you still got to deal with American police. You still got to deal with America's military.
Yeah, but Willie,
and you still got to deal with the racist. You still got to deal with this racist element in Congress and in the judicial system.
And those laws that are in place right now are not designed with us in mind.
I got that, but I'm not disagreeing with you, Brad. I'm not disagreeing with that. My point is that no group of people in the history of civilization has ever been able to reach their full potential when they're being targeted by their own government. You can't listen to what I'm saying. When you're targeted by your own government, you're targeted. We're actually being targeted. We're targeted by our government.
Oh, no doubt.
We're targeted by our government for failure. We're targeted by our government to be locked up. We're targeted by our government to get shot like dogs in the street. We're targeted by our government to have our schools underfunded. We're targeted by our government to have our neighborhoods to be
devalued,
devalued, dilapidated, disseminated. You know what I'm saying? Decimated. We're targeted by our own government. So yes, I do say yes. We got to have our own. We should build, and we know what we're up against. But if we want real segregation, if we really want to really flourish without interference, without running in between trying to interfere, we got to get the hell all the way up out of here. Because the way that they handle it, the way that they make sure that they're protected, the way that they make sure that we don't get but so much, they just go in there and stroke that pen.
Cold-blooded.
And then they're gonna reinforce it with the military. They're gonna first of all gonna reinforce it with the police. And if the police can't handle it, they're gonna come in with the military. And you know how that go.
The military's gonna drop a bomb on our ass.
Do we got some bombs? We got some drones? We got some bombs.
Got none of that.
We got some bombs and some drones. I'm down. Let's ride. Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
The solution is move to Africa? What's the solution?
No, I'm saying that I think it's if you want complete segregation, you got to move somewhere other than America. It can't be in America.
Well, period. But hey, Willie, where else you gonna go? You were born here in America.
I don't know.
My dad always says to me, I'm more American than a lot of people. The fact that my ancestors built this country literally. Don't tell me that when that American flag is up, I'll wrap it around my body because I'm so proud that I built this whole thing. And that's his energy about, like, don't tell me that means something negative. And yes, the Confederate flag, one thing, but the American flag, I built this country. So he's very adamant about that. He's old school, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you think about it like that, like, whose country is this? Native indigenous people. At the end of the day, who says, why are we passing it off to other people that are trying to oppress us?
Cold-blooded. I feel it's and even if we did leave this country, Willie, I can't leave without that money that's owed to me and my parents and their parents, your parents.
First of all, they would not want us to leave because they benefit from us staying here too much. They benefit too much from us being here. So they don't want us to leave. It's kind of like being in an abusive relationship.
Right. You have nobody to boss around.
It's like, the dude, he don't want to treat the woman right, but he don't want nobody else to have. He don't want her to leave. Where you going? Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he gonna either swing on her or he gonna like try to sweeten the pot, buy her something nice. Baby, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I do.
You're an inch.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, it's the cycle repeats again. So, they don't like us. They don't want to treat us fairly. But at the same time, these motherfuckers are sick, bro. They need us. It's a sickness. It's a sickness that they have Well, they need us. They can't even function.
Well,
Like,
talk about real quick. We talk about need. When we talk about why coronavirus was disproportionately affecting people of color, is because all the people of color were working these now essential jobs. Now there's commercials around us being essential because we're literally doing everything that keeps the country running. Everything that's not over here above people's heads that are just extracurricular, like apps and things like that. We were literally saving lives, doing things to make people be able to get on with life. And so everybody became essential and was all of a sudden treated better than they're treated ever.
yeah, until they killed Breonna Taylor.
And then we said, yeah, we're done with this.
And I've seen them arrest. Essential workers. I mean, remember the black doctor who was putting loading some supplies in his truck.
Yeah, they arrested him.
And the cop rolled up on him. What you doing? Put your hands up. You know, like put the cuffs on him. Like so they believe in that white supremacy more than anything, man. That's why they'll let the country burn before they lose. Because without racism, they're nothing. I'm talking about the ones who practice that. Without racism, they're nothing. Like,
and when you think about like some of the cops, specifically,
and let me be clear.
Okay,
they're nothing anyway. To me, they're nothing anyway. But because of their attitude, but in their minds, they feel like nothing without racism.
And I was going to basically piggyback off that of a lot of people that became cops that I know were people that wanted to bully somebody, right? They always wanted from high school, whatever. And then finally now you have a badge and a suit. So now you can bully people, maybe the people that you felt insecure around. People that I knew specifically that are now cops. I'm like, well, I'm concerned about you being a cop, you know, knowing them deeply from spending 15 years in school with them. And so I think that it's interesting about hours of training it takes to become a cop in this country versus other countries, right? We're kind of like boom, boom. And then the people who were with the officer that killed Chauvin, that killed George Floyd, said they were still in training. You know, that's like, and we're using that as an excuse. It's like, well, why is training that brief that you're already on the streets when you're still intimidated by somebody who's more senior to say, yo, you're killing him? Like, that's the minimum you should be able to vocalize. It's like a plane crashes. Would you just sit there and tell the pilot, let me stay in my lane?
Because they're being trained to kill. That's what they're doing over there in the training. They're actually doing what they've been trained to do.
Man, it's a mess, y'all.
So Trump is, hey man, this looks like 2016, man.
Yep.
I found out today that the police union in New York sent out a memo telling people reportedly to make sure you vote for Trump, get out there, support police. I'm like, that's the whole New York police union.
Mm-hmm. Well, it didn't work.
Didn't work. I'm just saying that's something that, if you think about it, that's New York. So that's not even a state where there's flexibility. So in these swing states, if all the unions and everybody gets behind, like, okay, these are anti-police, you know.
Man, Biden getting his head beat in, bro. Man,
big time.
This thing about to.
You guys are stressing me out because I'm not looking at the TV. Okay, Texas, we got 48-51. 77% of the voters, and it's still close.
Yeah, but how much vote is in?
77%.
That ain't enough. Let's get up into the 90s, and then we can say, okay, we can get some breathing room.
Yeah, Ohio getting ready to. Trump just blasted him in Ohio. Pennsylvania just flipped. Ain't no way, y'all.
Pennsylvania.
Joe Biden has no chance. We thought that those 100 million people that got out the vote was getting out the vote to get rid of.
Keep in mind, Brad, I think they're cheating, bro. Like he cheated the first time. Like I said, what's gonna stop him from cheating again? Like, he got more power now than he had then. He got all the judges in place. He got the deck stacked.
Only 23% of the votes in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but you're looking at how many that hill he got to climb. That's a long hill. That's a high hill.
I'm looking at my boyfriend right now. His face is just dropping by the second. He's like you, Scarface.
Yeah,
like,
I'm blown. So when we wake up in the morning, Doofy is going to be the president again.
Yeah.
Doofy.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Biden at all, bro.
Listen, we gotta wait till at least like midnight. All right, guys, just wait to see what happens.
Ain't nothing. You looking at crucial battlegrounds. He losing all the crucial battlegrounds. He's losing Virginia. He losing Pennsylvania. He's losing Michigan. Losing Florida. Losing Ohio. I mean, those are the ones. Man, that man can't be smart, y'all. Let me tell me this.
Yeah,
Donald Trump is not smart, is he?
Yeah, he lose Florida.
He what?
Yeah, he can't get Florida.
Yeah, Biden can't get no Florida. He couldn't get it 50% ago. He can't
like I say, bro, I personally think it was rigged. I think it's rigged anyway. I said all along it's rigged. And if Biden loses, he shouldn't concede. He should tell his people to go out and take it to the streets.
Hell no. I can't even imagine Biden saying something.
No, he ain't gonna do it. I'm just, I'm really just being facetious,
but
bro.
Trump will.
My mom is texting me as I'm talking to you guys. She's like, Trump might get Ohio. I'm asking her how much of the vote is in. How much of the vote is in Ohio?
Like at least 50%. 52% of he not gonna win Georgia.
70% of the vote is in Ohio.
And he killing Biden in Ohio right now.
Yeah.
And then he killing North Carolina, Trump. I mean,
so what? Okay, look, what do we do as far as bipartisanship moving forward? I feel like President Trump is a very proven person that when it's a vendetta, it's a vendetta. It seems like he'll go to his enemies one by one after he wins, if he wins. So how do people get our stuff on the agenda to make it like, what do we do? What's the next step? Like we can bask in it, right? Give it the rest of the week. But what actually do we do for the next 4 years?
Yeah.
Take it to the streets.
Protest every day?
Huh?
Protest every day?
I ain't talking about no protest.
Nothing.
He said take it different to the streets.
Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Ain't they talking about taking it to the streets?
It's over.
Where? Oh, it's 131 electoral votes to 98. Who has more?
Trump.
Biden has 138. 131. Biden has 131 electoral votes. You need 270 to win.
You're gonna need
Trump has 98.
You're gonna have to get up to 270.
Right now, what are you seeing? Where you at? Where you at?
Where's he at? What's the source of this? No, I'm not taking that as a source.
He said what?
He said Shade Room. I need what else? Where did they post it from?
Shade Room.
Yeah, we need a new source.
Nah, man.
Oh, they got it from AP News.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
That's wrong.
They said that's wrong though. Let me see right now.
I'm looking at CNN live. Now let me go to Fox right quick.
Man, you can't trust Fox for nothing. I mean, you can't trust the other ones either, but Fox.
Oh, no, it is. So I'm looking at it right now. So Associated Press reports 131 Biden, Trump 98.
Yeah, he gonna have to run Forrest, run. We have to
and also Biden is winning 54% in Arizona compared to 46%, which is ridiculous thinking about Arizona. Having lived there, that's a real change.
Yeah, well, they said that Biden could take Arizona. In fact, I heard that Biden would take Arizona. Biden's chief, I think it's his chief. What's his name? What's the congressman that works with Biden, really close to Biden, the black guy?
South Carolina.
Cedric, I think. You know what I'm talking about, Lindsay?
No, wait, where's he from? Which one?
He's from South Carolina.
Hold on, let me look. Cedric what?
Richmond?
Is that it?
He's a former chair of the CDC.
Let me see. Cedric. I spoke with him a couple of days ago. Cedric, let's see. I think it is Richmond. Yeah, that's him. So yeah, he said that they're pretty confident that they're going to take Arizona.
Yeah, it looks like it right now. Let me refresh.
How many electors in Arizona?
11. So not a lot. Florida's the big one. It's 47 to 51 right now. 91% of the votes are in. Georgia, 54% are in, and it's 43 to 55. So Trump has a big lead in Georgia.
Yeah, he got Florida. When he take Florida, he gonna pull ahead. When they call Florida.
Yeah, Florida has 29 votes, so it'll be 29 electoral votes. So yeah, it'll be tied exactly. Or no, actually, Trump will be 2 points below.
And then he's gonna take Georgia. Trump gonna take Georgia too.
And that's 18 points.
Yep, Georgia's 16. But Michigan is 16. And right now it's 56 for Trump, 42 for Biden.
What about Wisconsin?
Wisconsin is 47 for Biden, 51.5 for Trump, and they have 10 votes.
This is terrible.
And Pennsylvania is going for Trump right now too. They have 20 votes. But let me see how much of Pennsylvania is in there. 29%. So we still have a lot to go in Pennsylvania.
We're going for Trump, right?
Going for Trump in Pennsylvania is 51% of the vote, 45.
And what's amazing to me is people voted their presidents and did not vote their situation when it came to dealing with this moron. But okay.
I told you, man, that white privilege is more important than anything to them, man. Even if they can't benefit from it, even if only Trump, they just like the rhetoric. They just like the fact that he talks how he talks and he wears that flag of white supremacy. They just love it. They bask in it.
I don't see.
We're gonna be glued to the TV all night. It's gonna be a long night. But we gotta wait for everything to come in. We gotta stay optimistic and wait for everything to come in.
That's true. So let's get everything in and I'll check back with you, Lindsay, and see if you're available. Probably it looks like it might end up being tomorrow though, because this is gonna run late.
Yeah, if you do this tomorrow, let me know.
I don't think we're gonna get a decision. Absolutely.
Thank you guys. It was nice meeting you, Scarface, and nice seeing you, Willie.
Likewise.
Hey, Lindsay, tell people how they can catch up with you.
Oh, you can follow me on Instagram at Lindsay Granger TV or watch me on WillieDLive Monday through Friday. Whatever you want to do, I'm around.
Crushing it.
Oh, and also, wait, check me out. I'm helping develop a new app called Flow that's all about people of color and our stories in the Latino and Black community. So I think it's really important that everybody checks out this app. It's launching like December 1st. And I'll be posted about it, Willie, so you can be involved and so you guys can know all about it because I'm always for the people. So, yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Lindsay,
all right.
Lindsay, baby. Did you understand? Lindsay.
Hit me back. What do you say? Hit me back when this is over.
Okay.
Yeah.
No doubt. Willie, I'm devastated. I'm freaking devastated, bro. Maine went for Biden, Will. Maryland went for Biden.
Yeah, them crumbs.
Massachusetts went for Biden.
Them crumbs. I mean, we'll take them though.
Hey, turn on. No, you got. They got the electoral votes. 16 out of Michigan, Minnesota is looking at Biden real hard, but they're not saying how many electoral votes is in there. And then he gonna win Mississippi and Missouri. Well,
and Louisiana.
Yeah, you're right. The guy's smarter than we think, Willie.
That nigga ain't smart, bro.
Yes, he is.
He ain't smart. He just used money. He just let the money work. That's all. He know once he get to be power, he's asking people what he can do and what he can get away with, and he just do it. You know what I'm saying? He ain't smart. It don't take no smart person to do all that.
Wow. I mean, it's crazy. I'm looking at it, King, and wow. I'm just devastated, bro.
Now, I got my devastation in 2016, so I believe anything now. Once I saw that 2016,
Yeah.
that's all I needed to see once I saw 2016.
I know people woke up that next morning like, what the hell did we just do?
Mm-hmm. But again, keep in mind though, fam, I personally don't believe that he winning straight up. I think all this is rigged. These numbers are rigged.
Willie, how do we know that those numbers are rigged, and what can we do to look at these numbers?
I don't know. I don't know, but like they didn't do anything to look at the numbers last time. The Democrat Party stand the game more than I do. Their asses need to be looking at it. Biden needs to be looking at it. He's the one that need to be paying more attention.
Right. Yeah. Well, Biden got 9 electoral votes out of. Well, no, I'm lying. Let me just shut up, Willie.
Yeah, he about to go down big time.
Man, I don't know what the heck went on, bro. Hey, turn it on Fox, Willie.
Man, I don't watch that shit.
I'm just saying, man.
Nothing. I check out a news clip, but I ain't finna watch it.
Well, they got I'm gonna turn it back to here. What's up with you and Fox, bro?
Hey, what's up with me and Fox? Who are you talking about, man?
Why you don't like Fox, man? Why you don't like Fox, Will?
Stop playing, man.
Hey, man. It's just news, baby. Relax. Hey, man, relax.
Fox is not news. Fox is entertainment.
There you go. You said something. So I'm looking at the electoral map on CNN. It's only 89 to 72, right?
And that's stuck. That's frozen. That's buffering. When that thing update, it's gonna be a bloodbath.
Right now it's like 129 to 109 Biden way.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at the majority in the Senate too. Oh man, it's bad.
And see Donald Trump again. Some of that other voters we talked about.
That boy look like you're fired. Hey, he finna try to fire Fauci.
Brad, you got to turn that down.
My bad.
Yeah. So, what's that number on the Senate? What does the Senate need?
Well, looking at it, hold on 1 second. Okay. That's Florida. Hold on, Will. I'm gonna have to pull that up.
Where's Lindsey Graham race? Where him and
Lindsey Graham's beat that boy.
Jamie Harrison. He beat him?
Yeah, he beat him.
Again, like I said, I think they cheated, bro.
This is bad. Kansas went for Trump. Kentucky went for Trump. Florida gained the seat in the House. Oh, really? This is so bad. Louisiana went for Trump. Maine went for Biden. I can't see that floor yet for the oh yeah. Trump got way more electoral scorecards than dude do. Okay. That's it for me, Will.
94% of the vote in.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, big fella. And he still got 129 to 109 with the electoral scorecard in favor of Biden. But, you know, Trump getting ready to win Florida, Georgia. Democrats gain 1 seat in the Senate and they need +4. So they gain +1. The Republicans need +17, Will.
What, to flip what?
The Senate?
Do you mean to maintain the Senate?
Yeah. From the way I'm looking at it, yeah. Yeah.
Let's go into the comment section. See what
Talk to me.
the people are saying.
I can't get the comments.
Let's see. Let's see. Actually, you could get them on your, if you go to YouTube, go to my YouTube,
Yeah.
WillieDLive, but you have to make sure you mute your you have to mute first before you go there, because as soon as you go there, it's going to start talking and it's going to bleed over.
Nah, you got comments. Go ahead. And then I'll put my computer out next time. Because I just totally did this on my phone. Let's see here.
Okay, here we are. Get this thing in real time.
That's right.
Okay.
$43 Senate, 39 Republican, 43 for the Democrats. And the House got 77 to 103.
But the House gonna maintain they're gonna maintain on that House. They need that Senate.
They lose in the House right now, huh?
No, they're gonna get the House done. They need to flip that Senate.
All right.
Chris Diggs says, let's not forget the mail-in votes that haven't been counted yet.
Whoa. You said something, Diggs.
Yeah, that's what they really gonna clown at.
But is it really gonna be worth? Is it really that many votes that's out?
Yeah, it's a lot of mail-in votes, millions.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know, Will. Impossible.
D said they're losing the Senate for sure.
They saying Republicans will lose the Senate?
No, he's saying the Democrats gonna lose the Senate.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what he means. Let's see. See how many votes they need for the Senate. Let's see, we're looking at it right here. Let's see. Donald Trump has 28-point net approval rating, 23 seats, 12 Senate.
I might look at channel 13 to see that. Man, they picked Donald Trump.
Race for the Senate. We do it like this. Many seats.
Let me look at something.
So right now they at 41-41, looks like. And they're trying to get to, what's the magic number?
Probably 51. Hold on. Yeah.
51 majority.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're dead even right now.
Yeah, that's what confused you, Willie, because I'm looking at ABC right now, and they got Joe Biden projected winner. Projected winner of Louisiana is Trump. You knew that with 80 electorals. Wow, he lost all of that. He lost all of Pennsylvania, all of Wisconsin, and Michigan. So he just lost those three.
Let's see.
And that's a total of 46 votes. Electoral. So 46 will give him, 89 votes. Nah, Willie. Rhode Island is Biden. No, Rhode Island is Trump. Hey man, I must really not. I really don't get this. Like I have to go back and start doing my research on the presidential race because this guy is not presidential at all. But everybody and their mama voting for this moron. I don't get it.
Man, they like that racism, bro. I'm telling you. They like that racism.
They scared these black people into not voting at all. Or voting for Donald Trump because they don't want to see no war. Well, they say they're going to ride on the thing. They say they're going to come out there and take us to a civil war. We're not ready.
Which would make me want to ride harder. I
Me
wish
too.
would threaten my life. I'm going in. I ain't waiting.
I'm
not waiting.
Yeah.
What's up, B?
What's up, y'all?
EB.
Wow. And they smiling, man. Joe Biden. Okay, Willie. Okay, bro.
Yeah, they love that racism, man, more than anything in the world. Boy, they love that racism, boy.
Relinquish all power. Or keep it all. Protect the winner of Utah, Donald Trump. Man. All right, King. I'm going to bed, bro. You call me and wake me up if you want to. If you see something that's, that just jumps out at you.
Man, yeah, this is gonna be a long night.
Yeah, and I can't take it no more, bro.
Yeah,
I'm almost sad, man. And then, and what was the safe word?
Here it come.
Okay, here it comes. Man, I almost want to cry.
Now we ain't gonna cry. We're gonna ride.
Really, I was almost certain that 100 million people were tired of this nonsense, right? And let me ask you a question. Where do you put 225,000 bodies in 8 months? Where do you put all of those dead bodies? I want to know where you put them. Where are they? Cold-blooded, ain't it, man?
Cold game.
I mean, like 220,000 bodies can fill up a what? A Wembley? Maybe.
Cold game.
I mean, it'll fill up Dodger Stadium 10 times or Soldier Field. You know what I mean? Like, where do you put all those dead bodies? Like, they might need to prop them up in the stadium so you can walk in there and see how 220,000 dead people look.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm disgusted, bro. I'm almost here it comes. I'm almost sad, bro.
Yeah. But you know, America is going backwards, bro. It's just societies are supposed to go forward. This one is going backwards. Like you would think with all of the brilliant people that live in this country, all of the education, all of the technology, all of the research, I mean, the best of the best, you could have somebody better than dude as the leader, as the number.
Anybody.
You would think, like I literally know middle schoolers who can make better decisions than dude. And it's as simple as like listening to the experts that you're around. When you're the president, dude, it's really hard to make a mistake because you have the best. You just hire the best people around you, but he don't really have the best people around him.
He got yes men around him.
He have a bunch of do boys and do girls around him, and so a lot of them are unqualified to be in the positions that they're in. Include starting with his daughter. Totally unqualified.
And his son-in-law.
Yeah.
The nerve talking about black people.
This is why the country being ran in the ground.
He talking about the black people wanting it for themselves or something. I'm mad at you. Well.
Yeah. It's way too close, bro.
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna be a minute because they still got precincts that haven't closed.
Yeah.
They haven't checked in, and then they got those millions of absentee voters. Yeah, they got a lot of voting to count, man. This is not gonna be decided tonight. So might as well go to bed. So,
yeah, but if something jump out at you, man, bang my line, bro.
I will, man, and I appreciate you for coming in, man, and
always
sharing your wisdom, man, and your thoughts on this this crazy, what was it, like roller coaster of an election. Yeah, man.
Well, I appreciate you having me, big brother.
Absolutely, King. In a minute.
All right.
All right, fam. It's just us now. Oh, man. What a night. What a night. It really feels like 2016. You're going like, man, look, because I was looking at the number, like, good God, man, how in the hell did this dude even get this close? So it just lets me know one thing. He cheated again. Last, in 2016, he colluded with Russia to win, to fix the election. 2020, perhaps he colluded with China. Because I know for a fact that this dude didn't just win straight up. He's a thief, he's a cheater, he's a liar. All of this stuff they've been doing, voter suppression, going to the polls, trying to scare people. what I like about it is that people buck. They went out and voted anyway. They putting people's vans and stuff on flat. People trying to go to the polls. They putting the cars on flat, throwing paint up against the offices, and putting red paint on the cars and stuff, trying to run people off the road, removing mailboxes, damaging mailboxes, pouring liquids into mailboxes to ruin the mail. If you believe in your guy that much, what you doing that for? What you doing all that for? And guess what, fam? Ain't nobody been to jail. As far as I know, ain't nobody went to jail. Why? Because they got a rogue president backing them. A rogue president telling them, hey, it's cool. And rogue police officers also that's giving them a pass. Rogue prosecutors, yeah, giving them a pass. It's sick, fam. It's sick. They're sick. Y'all try to enjoy the rest of the evening, fam. Hopefully you wake up tomorrow and it's a better story than it is tonight. That's all I got, fam. Until next time, no more talk.